Okay, this one here, this ain't for everybody. This is for my Lightbulb Head, Head tribe, who likes to swim with the sharks and go rabbit hole diving. So, it's based on a conversation that I had with somebody, and they asked me to try to explain Tesla's 369 and sacred geometry, etc., which is some complex stuff. So I'll leave some links in the comments so you can do your own research. I'm going to use it in the context as it relates to what I'm trying to express about my own personal experiences. So here you go. So before I get into energy, vibration, and the toroidal fields, you'll need to understand the math and science behind it. I left some links in the description, but here's a brief. By adding a number to itself, starting with the number 1 and reducing the numbers down to a single digit, a pattern appears of the numbers 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, and 5. This pattern is infinite and unchanging. It's called the sacred geometry because it's the building block of all physical matter and life itself. It is also the pattern that creates the energetic toroidal field. What is also obvious is that this infinite sequence excludes the numbers 3, 6, and 9, which are considered non-physical, or I'd say ethereal, outside of the physical rules. However, the numbers 3 and 6 has its own set of infinite rules. Adding the numbers 3 and 6 to itself produce another pattern that is also infinite and unwavering, but excludes the number 9. In theory, the number 3 rules the numbers 1, 2, and 4 hierarchically, and is considered to be the feminine side. And the number 6 rules the numbers 8, 7, and 5, and is considered to be the masculine side. You still with me? Okay. Then there's the number 9 that has its own pattern, and it always leads back to itself, infinitely, and rules over the number 3 and 6 hierarchically, and is considered to be the divine ruler of numbers. Now, vibration is a bit more complex. I left some links on Cymatics, but here's a brief. Everything has a vibration, a sound, a speed, and intensity. Each vibration creates its own pattern and changes based on the frequency that it vibrates on.
This is why so many magnificent rose windows resemble cymatic patterns so closely. The entire ceilings of many cathedrals also mirror this sacred cymatic geometry. This is why so many of the structures contain huge bells.
The sound through the bubble, and the sound can make some crazy shapes, like my favorite one here, the life-giving energy container, the Torus.
If you turn on AM 1010 on your dial in Toronto on the radio, you're going to get a radio station. And that's the only station you can get on that frequency. If you turn the dial, what you're doing is moving off that frequency. And then the only thing you get are the things that's on the frequency you've turned onto. Well, the only thing you can get are things that are in harmonious vibration with the frequency that you're operating on.
And everything emits or broadcasts its own unique frequency. Even you. So now, let's get back to the conversation we were having as it relates to me. I've been on this self-awareness journey, I call it, for quite some time. I'd say about 10 years, a decade total, on this self-improvement, self-awareness journey, and acknowledging a lot of my hereditary my DNA, my hereditary gifts from the past, from my ancestors. And I've always been very energetically aware of, for lack of a specific term, energetically aware, especially of my internal energy. For instance, I have a very nurturing, caring, feminine side, and I have a very strong, dominant, masculine side. And me being aware that I have both, and they act based on flags and triggers. One dominates more than the other, but it's not an instant react to it based on an egotistical, maybe masculine, dominant side that if it feels like it's an attack, then I jump on it and address it immediately. It's more of, I always take the approach of, instead of react and respond, and it's then where I say, okay, give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's see where this is going. Let's see, where it's coming from before I start to take action. So anyway, that's always been my flow. So therefore, I'm also aware when there's something outside influencing my energy, how different it is or how unfamiliar it is. So it's really recognizable, and I acknowledge it. And even so, whether it resonates with me harmonically or not. And if you're around someone enough, you start to recognize their signature frequency and changes in their vibration. It's a broad, infinite spectrum. And I just wanted to express how it works for me internally.
I'm better.